I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
You know, I was wondering when this movie was going to come up. I know eventually it would. But this is a paid request for Vonte. Thank you so much. And if people want to request pretty much any type of videos, if it's not reviews, it could be topics, it could be reactions, it could be randomness, I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. Feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Pretty much anything. And Vonte wanted me to talk about Mac and Me. And yes, this is a DVD that I found years and years ago for like $1. Because I'm like, is it as bad as I remember it being? And it's bad. Believe me, this is a rant. I don't think it's as much vigor of anger because sadly I have seen worse films than this. Whether it be The Amazing Bulk, whether it be nostalgia critics movies like The Uncanny Valley, or Newty. If you think this is bad, and it is bad, trust me, it's a bad film, Newty is 10 times worse than this. That's how bad Newty is. Newty is 10 times worse than Mac and Cheese. So, here's the thing with this film. It was produced by a guy named R.J. Lewis. Now, the reason he did this film was because he worked in advertising campaigns of McDonald's. And so he realized that Ronald McDonald was fairly familiar with kids. E.T. was a success years ago. So let's do an E.T. type of movie, but then it's also going to promote McDonald's. And the one thing I'll say, and it says if you watch the trailer, that apparently the profits, some of it would go to the charity, the Ronald McDonald House charity. So, at the very, 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 very least, profits of this, supposedly, that's if they actually carry through. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone out there to dot the I's and cross the T's, but I would hopefully assume this happened, that they followed up at the fact that the percentage went to charity. So, if that's the case, that's at least a good thing. That doesn't mean you had to make a piece of shit in order to do it. You could make a good movie and give a percentage to the charity as well. Now, yeah, R.J. Lewis, he's the guy who produced it. The guy who directed it, he would go on to direct Mannequin 2 on the Move. He would go on to direct Tammy and the T-Rex. And he did this film. And apparently when he signed on, there was no script. Because the director, Stewart Raffill, was like, where's the script? Oh, we don't know. The old script we have didn't work, so you gotta write a new script. What? Which is why his credit, one of his credits is for writing, Stewart Raffill. I mean, the plot is similar to E.T. I mean, even the cover. If that ain't E.T., I don't know what the hell isn't. This group of aliens on this dying desert planet that look... I don't know what the hell you say that looks like... Calista Flockhart's cousins. I don't know how the hell you even describe these guys. Well, that, there you know what it looks like. And sadly, that looks better than Newty. Again, if you, this is bad, Newty is worse. And I live in a world where I've seen Newty. So certain films like this is, it's a welcome relief from Newty. But it's still, it's a very, it's laughable. It got a new life because Paul Rudd, the actor, each time he would go on Conan O'Brien, he would show a clip from a film he was doing, whether it be The 40-Year-Old Virgin, whether it be Ant-Man even, whether it be Anchorman 2. And so he's getting ready to show Conan O'Brien the clip, and he would show a clip from this film where the kid is going down the hill in his wheelchair and falls off the mountain, the cliff from his wheelchair into the water, and then this alien pops up. And then Conan O'Brien's, okay, yeah, did you see the real clip? Okay, here's the real clip from my movie. And then he shows the same thing again. And it's always the same. Look up Paul Rudd, Matt and me. And that became a running joke anytime he would go on Conan O'Brien. And it seems like stuff like that gave this a second life. And this got a Blu-ray. And there's actually some features. I understand with movies, it deals with rights. If you don't have the rights, you can't put it on Blu-ray. I understand that. At the same time, I look at so many films that don't have a Blu-ray release. I look at so many films that don't have shit. Like, these films. These films are stuck on this DVD that's out of print, 2 movies on 1 disc, poor, pretty much VHS quality. No Blu-ray, no HD copy, no features, and even this DVD's out of print. So your best bet to watch these films is on YouTube, and again, look like a VHS. But this has a fucking Blu-ray with features. Again, it deals with rights, I understand. But just like Murder by Phone, Richard Chamberlain, 1982 film, underrated flick, decent flick. Only on VHS. That doesn't even have an official DVD. Unless you want to buy a DVD-R that's just a VHS copy on it, but no official DVD. And just people making DVD-Rs of the video tape. I don't go on it. It's just annoying. Anyway, getting back to this. This film, it's funny. Just found out that there's a Japanese cut of this film where the few differences, at the end of this movie there's an explosion and you think, oh, this kid's dead because of the explosion, then the aliens bring him back to life. No, if you watch, and it's on YouTube, the Japanese version, this kid gets shot by a cop. A cop trips, the gun goes off, and you see a shot with the kid in a wheelchair and a bullet comes out of his fucking chest. Literally, that's how he died. And then the aliens brought him back. It was a fucking bullet. They thought that was acceptable in a film sponsored by fucking McDonald's that has a scene where a bunch of people dance in McDonald's. I've been to a lot of McDonald's. I like McDonald's. I've never seen one time a bunch of fucking kids choreographing at McDonald's as if they're auditioning for Breaking 2 fucking Electric Boogaloo. I've never gone to a McDonald's where the workers are happy and 2, they're dancing along with the fucking alien in a giant teddy bear suit and no one's like, what the fuck is that? And I've never been to McDonald's where people are dancing outside or dancing inside, unless they're maybe dancing on the toilet and taking a shit. But and I mean the product placement, yes, not only McDonald's, there's a whole fucking dancing McDonald's. There's Skittles, which, hey, I like Skittles. There's Coca-Cola. Anytime these aliens, these people keep giving them Coke. And I mean the canned Coke. I mean, that should be funny. The other movie where they gave them Coke, but it was, Scarface Coke. That'd be a different film. Matthew Montana. Tony Santana survived, or he got reincarnated into an alien and needs his Coke. So in order to keep him alive, you need to give him his Coke. That's the wrong Coke. Give him a mountain, looking like the mountain from fucking Close Encounters third kind, but it's cocaine. The cocainum. But they keep giving them this Coca-Cola. I'm like, give them water. These kids find this little guy's family pretty much dying from dehydration, whatever, and they're giving them Coca-Cola. I'm like, give them water. Let me tell you something. Coca-Cola does not work with a dehydration issue. Trust me. Give them some water, bottle of water. But no, they just have fucking anytime. It's like Coca-Cola. What brings this family back to life? This alien family. Coca-Cola. At least get some mellow yellow in there, for fuck's sake. But... And also, I've never been to McDonald's where Ronald McDonald is actually there. But Ronald McDonald's here at this McDonald's. I mean, like I said, the plot of the film, you have this desert alien family. At least the Flockhart's family. They're trying to figure out... which one's Ally McBeal and which one isn't. And they're trying to find something to drink. This NASA drone, this probe I should say, comes down, sucks all four of them, because there's 4 aliens, into it, brings them back to Earth. They break out. They get separated. The little baby alien escapes. You have some mesmerizing effects, like when it becomes a fucking pancake on someone's windshield of a car. I'm like, literally becomes like putty. So meanwhile, this family has moved into this town. You have a mom, you have a older brother, and you have the kid. And this is the kid here. Now this kid, his name is Jade Calegory. Now the thing with this kid is, for some reason, they said, you know what, we need to hire someone who actually is in a wheelchair. Spina bifida. Now, I understand you want to give someone that opportunity that he might not have gotten before. But sadly, this kid isn't much of an actor. And I'm sorry to be mean about that, but he's not much of a kid actor. It's why he didn't go on to do a whole lot. And I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just being honest. And there's a lot of kid actors, even back in the day, whether it be Corey Haim, whether it be Corey Feldman, whether it be Sean Astin, whether it be, yes, Henry Thomas in E.T., or Drew Barrymore in films like Firestarter, that were better child actors. And I think it would have worked better if they got an actor more than, oh, well, this person gets it because he really is in a wheelchair. Again, I would rather have someone who's a better actor, whether they're in a wheelchair or not. And it seemed like this is something they did as if they were going to promote it, but then they never even did promote it, so that was completely pointless anyway. And then pretty much it's hijinks where they've moved into this place and the alien starts doing stuff, starts taking food. People are eating Skittles. Makes me want to have Skittles now. Take the kids Coca-Cola. He'll turn on electrical equipment like TVs and remote control cars. Screws up the house. I find it funny that the mom thinks that the kid in the wheelchair screwed up the whole house. I'm like, look at some of the shit. You think a kid in a wheelchair were able to do all this without you noticing? Hello? So one thing leads to another, and the kid is in the wheelchair. He falls down the cliff, the Paul Rudd clip from Conan O'Brien, falls to the water, and the alien helps him out. And, when he falls to the water, it's obviously a dummy in the wheelchair that falls in. And you're not supposed to laugh, but it's the way it's done and the way it looks, does look pretty damn funny. And it goes all the way down. And so the alien saves him. And then lures the alien with Coke. I mean, the drink, again, not the actual, cocaine. Also, again, that'd be a different movie. probably a better movie, honestly. That'd be a funnier movie. And that's the thing, at the end of the day, this is a comedy that's not funny. It's an obvious E.T. ripoff. Yeah, I mean, there's product placement in E.T. That's what people, they kind of give E.T. a pass for some reason. And I don't hate E.T. I liked E.T. for what it is. I don't love E.T., but I liked E.T. But it does have product placement. You have Reese's Pieces. But this is even more so. Not just the steals, the Coca-Cola, the fucking whole McDonald's stand scene. I say it's not funny. You don't buy these two being friends. There's not really a lot of time where they're, quote, friends. You don't really feel them sharing a bond with each other. There's not a whole lot of scenes where they share a bond with each other. There really isn't. Like I said, the alien saves him, then he fucks off. Then there's a point where they lure the alien with Coca-Cola and they decide to suck him with a vacuum cleaner. Why they thought that they could suck this up with a vacuum, because a vacuum cleaner, the thing is this big, while the alien's like this big. Why would you assume, oh, this vacuum cleaner is going to suck them up? If you have a vacuum cleaner and the alien's this big, I'm sorry, I just would not come to the conclusion, oh yeah, I could suck them up. But it does. Maybe they saw a screener of this film, they saw the beginning, they said, well, the probe sucked them up, so somehow this kid knew, so he sucks it up. And ultimately they let him out. They realized they hurt him. And what do? They gave more Coca-Cola. I'm like, God damn, he's going to be diabetic by the end of the movie. You don't turn him into a diabetic, for fuck's sake. There you go. 10 ways to turn an alien into a diabetic. With all the fucking Coca-Cola and McDonald's, you don't die. That's why there's no sequel, actually. That's why there's no Mac and Me 2. Because the aliens died from too much McDonald's and too much Coca-Cola. See, I know that if I like that stuff too, but you need to spread it out. They drink more Coca-Cola here than I do a Mellow Yellow in a month, and that's saying something. Then this little alien, I don't know where the hell he gets this little car. It's like the one Gizmo drove at the end of Gremlins, but, you know, bigger. I'm like, where the hell did the alien get this little car? And then he gets stopped by dogs, and all of a sudden he's in the top of a tree while the kid in the wheelchair and his mom are on a jog. And then you have the song, "We are friends forever." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This kid is not a friend to this thing yet. And this alien, the last time we see him at this point, is hanging for dear life on a tree while a bunch of dogs are ready to eat him. But then you have this, "We are friends forever." I'm like, what the fuck? Like, for all I know, the dogs are eating this alien like a T-bone steak. And again, where is the kid becoming friends with this? Like, even this scene here doesn't happen in the movie. It happens in E.T., which is why they did this, but this scene doesn't even happen in the movie. And yeah, that is a fucking E.T. could sue. But yeah, there's never moments where they share being friends. You know, I'm just realizing that now. Even that's fucking crazy. Just in that scene, the aliens come back, they put him in this big teddy bear because they're going to McDonald's. And again, I've been to a lot of McDonald's. I've never seen a group of folks dancing the hippity hop in front of them like they're auditioning for Break-In or Flashdance. And I've never gone into a McDonald's and there's a synchronization dancing, including the workers. And like some random Asian guy and little girl going. I've never seen that. Unless people are high, but even then, they wouldn't do it until after they ate. So the food don't get cold. And then, more E.T. ripoff. Remember the scene when they're chased by the government agents and they're on the bicycle? Here, it's in the wheelchair. And they're chased by the government guys. He's got the alien in his lap, going on the wheelchair. I guess I should mention, Alan Silvestri did the score for this, which is rather surprising because Alan Silvestri, I mean, this is 88. This is after Back to the Future. This is after Predator. Because Predator was 87. And part of me, I'm like, why did he take this role? I mean, I would say Alan Silvestri is trying with the score. And it's funny, some of his score in the chase scene sounds like music from Roger Rabbit. Or sounds similar to his Who Framed Roger Rabbit score. I would say the more emotional parts of the score, I actually don't mind. I actually liked it. And that's why I said, like, Alan Silvestri is trying. This score is better than the movie. I'll say that. It's one of those films where the music is actually pretty decent, deserves to be in a better film. And it shows how music can help, because like there's scenes when they find the rest of the alien family and they got them back on their feet with the power of Coca-Cola. Alan Silvestri's music, and also the people in the suits, the way they did the body movements. I give credit to those. Because the suit performers, they really made it seem like they were moving in an alien fashion. And despite the lackluster effects, but again, sadly, this is Oscar-worthy compared to Newty and some of the other stuff I've seen. And that's sad when Macamie's effects are better than something. But they are. So, at least there's a little bit of animatronic work. There's a little bit of them blinking the eyes and things of that nature. And like with the suit performer, like the alien dad seeing his baby, and the way he moves, and he's found his kid again, and Alan Silvestri's score. I'm like, you know what? This is actually sweet, despite the again lackluster effects. It's a sweet moment. It's a sweet tone to it, and I'm like, okay. Is it moments like that? Well, no. This movie has a cult following because of how ridiculously silly it is. I mean, it's sad when I can't sit here and say this is one of the worst films I've seen. After the past couple years of seeing some of the worst films ever, sadly, this isn't one of them. It's a bad film. It's a movie where, again, the original cut of this film is so tone deaf that the kid, his brother, some others, they find the alien family in like this cave. They get them on their feet. They don't take them to safety. They get to the store. They get supplies. The aliens walk in. The cops are there, ready to shoot. The kid in the wheelchair gets in front. And again, if you watch the uncut version, a cop falls and accidentally shoots the kid, and there's a shot where the kid's like this, and the bullet, I'm laughing because I'm going, they thought that was a good idea. They thought that was a right idea for a movie where part of the profits will go to McDonald's charity. Hey, that song where they're doing the happy song dance in McDonald's? Well, it ends with the kid getting shot while he's in a wheelchair by a cop. But then obviously someone, I guess, drew a brain and said, let's not do that. So when the explosion happens, they just badly put the kid by the fire. It's a very clunky effect. If you watch it, it's like, yeah, you tell they just put like this effect of this kid, and that's how he died, because he was too close to the explosion, even though there's no marks on him, because that wasn't the intention. That's why there's not even a puff of like soot, nothing on him, because that wasn't the original plan. Then the aliens come out, bring him back to life. They get their citizenship. Which, if I want to see that done better, I'll watch Short Circuit 2, which is a better movie than this. And then while they're leaving in a car, there's a big bubble drum that says, "We'll be back." I'm like, no, you won't. And yeah, when this film came out, it bombed at the box office. It was critically reviled for good reason. Again, it's not funny. It's fairly badly acted. I don't think the kid did a good job. I don't think the acting is that good at all. The effects are low rent compared to other movies of that time. Again, this is the same time you had, Johnny Five and Short Circuit, and you had plenty of other science fiction films with better effects. Again, sadly, it's better than the shit I see nowadays in the, well, I don't mean nowadays 2021, I mean nowadays as in some of the films I've requested, like Newty and The Amazing Bulk. I mean, this is 5-star movie compared to those two. Alan Silvestri's score is pretty decent. It's trying. I mean, the people, the super performers, like how they move, and this whole thing that they do here, like the little prayer thing. But again, it is one of those films that I can see why it has a cult following, but I'm not part of that cult. I'm not a fan of the film, but yeah, and it's just a big promotional tool for McDonald's. I mean, I'm surprised the M isn't the McDonald's symbol on Mac or me or both. Like, that's what this should be, the McDonald's symbol on the M's. And the E should be just a can of Coca-Cola. I mean, even the trailer of the film is introduced by Ronald McDonald. This is my first movie. As if he's the star of the film. It was a bad idea. If the idea that some of them go to charity, that's a noble idea, but just give the money to charity directly. And other than that, I don't know what else to say. Mac and me, mac and cheese, whatever you want to call it. It's a fairly bad film. And at times, at least, is laughable, but there you go. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.